Mountain GSL settlement. Regeneration.
Welcome back. We just wrapped up a PvP Classic defeating Trap 2-1. Now we're going to go to the match with the only Terran player in this group, INnoVation versus sOs.
Yeah, the fresh off of his victory at WESG Champion. INnoVation obviously looking just fantastic recently, defeating both Maru and Serral, the two other players that you might consider the best in the world. But he hasn't had a big match against Protoss at WESG, so everyone that's sitting there saying, oh, this is so easy for INnoVation, he just won WESG. Don't think so quickly, and then you're like, but look at that, he beat Hurricane and Creator. Well, those are not the level of sOs, and I don't think anyone would ever argue that. So this could be a fantastic match. It could be very, very dirty. We don't know what sOs has planned at the moment.
Yeah, this is like, it's really cool to have these two guys because both these players have actually lived through various ages of StarCraft 2. You know, they've been consistently dominant throughout long stretches of time, especially INnoVation. This guy is screaming solid standard play, where sOs is the polar opposite. sOs is legally insane with the strategies he does. He'll do some of the most out there brainy play that you've ever seen. So I'm really curious to see how these two play styles are going to interact with each other.
Oh, indeed. They always do have some great matches, and you're right. It's like sOs is a two-time world champion, just a ridiculous player. He hasn't won GSL yet, which is beyond me. I don't know how
that's
that
a
could
fluke.
Even be.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, it wasn't INnoVation one of the guys that took him down for one of INnoVation's
that was
goals.
not in the sOs prophecy.
That
he did not win at GSL Code S. We're still trying to figure that out. Maybe this season. Who knows?
Yeah, like any season, he is a contender to get all the way. You know, you never think of him in the beginning of the season. Well, you do, but generally, the crowd doesn't normally think of sOs. And he's just like, I don't know, guys, I'm really good. Look at this. I'm really far again. But of course, INnoVation, one of the greatest of all time, definitely in that small set of names for that title.
Absolutely. A model Terran for any Terran player going up against the most insane Protoss that there is. Game one is ready. Let's do this. INnoVation versus sOs.
GSL settlement. Regeneration. 게임이 시작됩니다. 하이로스 정션. 게임 준비 완료. Reciprocity. INnoVation.
Monster for years and years of Terran.
진에어 그린윙스. SOS.
They are just such ridiculously storied players. Makes me very excited, you know. One of the four horsemen, the guy that was the best Terran in the world for a very long time. And then it's like, yeah, I mean, Byun, TY, Maru, all around, raised up that Terran level so significantly. But again, right now, can you argue that he is not just God tier? Like he defeated Serral in Katowice, and then he, you know, was able to win WESG, beating Serral there in the finals. Obviously, he's looking strong. He's in that top form that INnoVation generally is, but last year was not.
Okay, so, what?
Yeah, it's sOs.
Okay, you know,
this is normal.
I'm sorry, not what? Oh, of course he'd do that.
Yeah. So look at this. You see the cybernetics core when you go up here, and that's why you're like, oh, something's afoot.
No, this is so smart.
Get in there, scatter around. He might think that there's a proxy, but the timing of the gas could throw him off a little bit. Notice how a bunker's going down. The worst thing you can do against that fast expansion is throw down a bunker that you don't need.
So, this is a strategy engineered for to only work against a really intelligent player who's going to react perfectly to something aggressive when in fact no such strategy is coming. Instead, sOs is hiding his second base where you normally put your third base. And this is setting INnoVation in a build like algorithm that's meant to solve something totally different.
Yeah, it's certainly not what you want as something from INnoVation, but it's also, we shouldn't oversell, it's not the biggest deal in the whole world that he made a bunker, that he's sitting here defensively. He's definitely reading it wrong and getting a little bit behind, but it's not something that's necessarily going to be game-ending.
No, you're right. It's not the end of the world, but it is, you know, once again, we're seeing INnoVation kind of likes to play pretty standard versus sOs, which really, his build orders are a lot of times hinged on the other player's understanding of the game at that time and then exploiting some thing inside that understanding.
That's kind of the beauty of sOs's magical brain. What do you think? Does he feel anything when he goes up and sees the bunker?
sOs?
Yeah. Isn't that just another day in the office? Or, like, when I do a tricky move like this, and then they react in the way I want them to, like a bunker, I'm like, yeah, he's smart. He's
falling for it.
With sOs, I think he's just like, all right.
Yeah. What was that thing you said a while back about, like, because we'd see the coach of generic occasionally go up there and talk to sOs. Excuse me. And it was like, well, what does sOs's coach even say to him in between games? And then you were saying that the coach walks up to him and just says, like, Windex banana lampshade. And he goes, yes! Some Manchurian candidate, like, activates something in his brain because that's so random what he said.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It toggles the switch so that he can really be himself.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, man.
So as the game proceeds on, we've got a War Prism coming here and Blink Stalker.
Yeah.
At least for now.
Yeah, the War Prism obviously can do some harassment, maybe move those stalkers up and, you know, see if he can put on a little bit of pressure, kite everything. And brings that in. Oh, there's the Nexus, okay.
Yep, now we know what happened. INnoVation is frowning right now. Oh, go,
yeah, that's actually a big frown.
Yeah, INnoVation has a big frown in his face.
But it gets away. He's so lucky it got away. Blink should research quicker.
Oh.
Well, at least he saved the Cyclone. That's good. That's literally 1 health on it.
Okay.
Hey, Tasis, when you're playing and something lives at 1 health, are you more angry that it's 1 health, or are you the same amount of angry if it's just 1 shot from the unit that's trying to kill it?
Well, 1 health is always pretty incredible, right?
Yeah.
If that maths out just like that, I'm more angry if it's 1 health. Look at this, the Viking lands.
Ooh, nice. 4 kills.
Yeah. Okay, but a dive on the bunker here. We don't actually have much to defend over here. It's just infantry. The siege tank was positioned incorrectly. INnoVation thought he was going to get blinked into his main. In fact, the blink was right over here at the natural, and then he blinks on top of the tank.
That's pretty significant. Now with the Prism, he can actually jump these stalkers back. He's getting some great damage going after that Raven as well. Oh my god, a lot of damage on those stalkers, but more damage dealt by them. Oh my god.
Okay, this is actually working out beautifully here. And to be frank, I think he might be able to push the issue here and actually blink up. The tank is almost halfway done.
Well, he's definitely going to get more damage done. Look at this, the SCV's coming out right now. Definitely SOS being careful, pulling back. But
what about this Viking? Yeah, the 5-kill Viking.
That Viking needs to get a hell of a lot more done than it has so far.
That Viking has a different tattoo for each probe it killed. All right, so 8 kills total now with the Viking.
Oh my god, look at these stalkers though. The amount of damage they've done is just insane.
Yeah, and SOS has already taken a 3rd base. Now in the place you normally take your 2nd base at, by the way. And, oh my god, Stim has only just started. Stim has only just started, Artosis.
Ooh.
How long is this game going to be before INnoVation can do anything on the map?
A very long time, I would say. Look at his worker count, 31 against 52.
Oh, and he's going to blink in the main now. SOS is so
geez.
good.
Oh, jeez. Is he going to get the stim?
Windex, banana, lampshade, moves in.
All right, let's see what he can get done with this. The tank is actually placed really, really well right there.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's going to get that much done, to be honest. He's making him, like, reposition, but he can just blink out when he starts getting hit.
And so he does that.
Correct move there, I would say. I mean, I don't want to expect too much out of SOS, but it would have been nice if he had like 2 units hit the natural at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Well, for now, SOS has INnoVation pinned. INnoVation has got to stay back. SOS his strategy has basically worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
He's now up in a base. He's taken out several key units here. INnoVation can't try to move out on and try to attack SOS's side of the map because SOS would just maneuver around the army with the stalkers and go right back into the
Oh, yeah.
natural or the main and start killing stuff. So this is quite a hole INnoVation's going to have to get himself out of.
I don't even know how he's supposed to, because the fact that 1-1 is going to be done as well as charge, it's hard to imagine anything INnoVation fields being able to deal with that. He already had to cancel his third. You know? Look at that. He just picks off stuff. Oh, my God. Like, I mean, do you have to go all in here as INnoVation?
I think you might, but I don't know if it's going to work. Maybe just do an SCV pull.
You're down 2 upgrades, though.
I guess the one thing is if you go for a lot of stalkers like this, you didn't invest in other types of units that are normally more robust later. So yeah, going for a timing attack like this
I think
is
it's
probably your best bet, but this is so perfectly done here. Already these Zealots are going to be shredding up these SCVs, and INnoVation can't turn around.
Yeah, and
oh my God, he has so many Zealots.
Yeah, it's and with the 1-1 is just
my eyes. Okay.
Oh, that's funny. All right, well,
weird.
SOS really made INnoVation kind of dance to his tune, you know? He hit that Nexus, he made the core first, so it kind of threw INnoVation off. INnoVation played a very defensive game from the get-go, didn't realize what was going on for a very long time, and then was mispositioned against the initial strike of the Blink Stalkers, which did just outstanding damage. Outstanding. It's crazy how much they did. The fact that they were able to bust the bunker immediately and force the liftoff, cancel the third command. He killed so many SCVs. SOS just wrecked there.
Okay, we're going to go to game 2 now, which will be on year 0. Now, INnoVation, you know, he has solid late game. His macro is really impressive. He's got some of the scariest pushes, but the problem when you're facing off against SOS is SOS has no interest in facing you with whatever your greatest strengths are.
Yeah.
SOS is one of the scariest players in a series.
Yeah.
He has time to prep, and we see already his preparation paid off. That's why this guy is a 2-time world champion.
Yeah.
Oftentimes when everybody else said he probably wasn't going to be the guy to make it, he goes, no, actually, I know this exactly.
Yes. Or as you normally say, I know this exactly.
Exactly.
마운틴듀 GSL 시즌1 리제너레이션 게임이 시작됩니다. 이어 제로 게임 준비 완료. 레시프로시티 INnoVation.
In the top right there. Not looking overly enthused.
진에어 그린윙스 SOS.
In the top left. Looks like he's thinking about cats right now.
So we have a probe already coming out on the map. I'm 100% certain SOS will not do the same strategy again. Oh, nice. SOS signs. Oh, nice.
Forgot to include SOS in that sign, bro.
Oh, man. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what exactly SOS is going to do. A lot of times what he's best at is making a build look like it's one thing when it's, in fact, something totally different.
Yeah, he's so good at those mind games.
And a lot of these strategies you can't use unless you're against someone who's really smart and really good.
Yeah. I think if you put SOS into Diamond, he couldn't fight his way out.
You know what's funny about this is that a lot of people watching this who play Protoss might try to copy what SOS does in some of these games, and it's like, oh no, man, you want to play a lot more like, I don't know, like Classic or Trap than like SOS, because what SOS is doing is so
play
advanced.
like Patience, just don't play like SOS.
Yeah, don't. SOS is the only guy who's able to pull off what he does.
So the Reaper coming across. No shenanigans thus far. Nothing too crazy occurring. It's going to get that Adept out to block this incoming Reaper.
Okay. Once again, Twilight Council here.
3 extra seconds actually did something there.
Yeah.
he was able to get in.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. All right. Good on you, Terran Patch. Right, the Twilight is on the way, and of course he just saw that, so that is a very useful thing to see. Of course, you don't know exactly what's going to come out of it. It's generally Blink, though. Of course, it can be an Adept all-in. We haven't seen DTs almost ever. Well, I guess from SOS sometimes you do.
Yeah, but not so far this year. And it's, upgrading the Adepts here now.
Ah, yeah, Glaze. Look at that. That's cool.
We watch this high-speed Adept Reaper chase scene.
Got to really know your clips on this map.
Yeah, man. Matrix music playing as that's going on.
That Reaper is free solo climbing, man.
Yeah.
If he makes one wrong move, the Adepts will get him.
Yeah.
Adrenaline junkie.
Oh,
man.
there it is.
Well, he's just going for it,
pylon.
Man. SOS. he's just such an entertaining player.
Yeah.
He's
the only player I feel like that, you know, if you think of all the great basketball players and how impressive their plays are, well, SOS is like that, only he's a Harlem Globetrotter. You know, he's doing these things that it's like no one else is supposed to be able to get away with or would never happen in a real match, but he's just doing it. And so we got the Robo coming down here.
Yeah.
And we're about to see a lot of explosivity out of the Protoss as he's going to try to just tear down INnoVation before this game really gets started for him.
There's no bunker, so let's see how much damage he can get done. Of course, he's not going all in with this. It's just 3 gates. 3-gate glaive and into his additional tech from there.
Yeah, but this is still going to be a lot of damage. The Marines are here. Stim's still a ways out.
It doesn't seem like he can really finish that. But this can kind of do some scouting and throw his opponent off a little bit, right? Can't really leave the base right now. What? Oh,
looked like he was going to go for it there.
Yeah. You just can't let him shade on top of that army. I mean, I guess at this point it could technically win, but 3 more Adepts.
Stim's about 15 seconds out here. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, this is not going to work. It doesn't look like.
No, but that's okay because there is a transition from here. It's kind of neat, right? The Adepts are not terrible in the early game. You know, working out with Colossus and Immortal and all that. So quite a bit of bio coming out of INnoVation.
And this appears to be a game where INnoVation's at least going to get to do whatever he's prepped for. Yeah, most of INnoVation's great strengths come in mid-game and then going on from there until late game.
Yeah, if you don't mess him up in the early game, he definitely gets a lot more powerful. Now, a couple dropships coming over. Let's see what he can get done in that main base.
Yeah, what is actually in his main? It's just
Not
this
a lot.
Immortal and these 2 sentries.
He's about to get a photon cannon, so that's pretty good. Yeah, seems like he will pull away for now. I like that. You don't want to overcommit right there. That's where things can really, really go wrong. You lose a couple medevacs of units, not really getting anything done, and Ross just takes their third gingerly. And
INnoVation looking like this is a TVZ right now. He's going to go here and destroy all SOS's creep outside the natural.
Yeah. A little shade in there. SCV's going down. Third command center on the way before the third Nexus. But look at that, a couple more gates actually coming down for SOS. I wonder if he's just going to go for like a timing attack with the Colossus.
Yeah, he just
like
might.
+1?
If he has the right number of Colossi, yeah, because then you can basically one-shot the Marines with that splash, and it's really hard for Terran to recover in that window of time when those Colossi are out.
I mean, I think you normally do a build like this with 2. He has an Immortal out right now as well as a Prism. He doesn't quite have Thermal Lance, but he is about to have 8 gates. So it doesn't seem like he has a ton of time to wait for any more Colossi.
Does he want the Thermal Lance to finish as the Colossi get there? Is that the game plan?
I mean, it might be, but I think that 1 Colossus with Thermal Lance does not a good timing make, you know?
Yeah.
It's
agree
like
with
1
that.
Colossus. I mean, the Colossus is a good unit. It definitely puts damage on Marines, but it's not like the type of unit that you base a 2-base all-in off of.
It's kind of like
alone.
You know, the difference between 1 Oracle and 2 when you're trying to shoot workers down. Like, that makes the biggest difference in the world, you know?
Well, I guess we'll see. He's making that second Colossus. He still doesn't have a third Nexus. Now, this doesn't mean that he can't pull off this timing still. It didn't feel exactly lined up, but let's see.
Yeah, here we go.
He's got to move like this. You don't get this army and then go, okay, third Nexus, right? That would be really weird. But he does have +1. That's kind of a big deal.
Okay, so yeah, he's going to try to push out here now. There is the opportunity for INnoVation to try to drop in the main, but he then might not have enough to defend back at home.
Oh, this catch!
Sick!
This catch is insane. That's everything. That is everything right there. Now, INnoVation needs to sit back very defensively right now.
Okay, but we can't afford to have little engagements like this where he's losing stuff.
Oh!
Ooh. All right, he's going to try to push in here, but there's no real way to reinforce.
He can't break this. There's no way. With the 2 tanks?
Well, he's just making another Warp Prism. We don't have a third base going down, so.
Yeah, this is a really weird thing that sOs is going to. Here's the thing, like a lot of times sOs will do something and then he either works and you're like, he's a genius, or it looks like this and you're like, nothing seems to line up.
Yeah.
This is not a Zest build, that's for sure.
Okay. He said, sOs is going to try to come up here and poke into the third. Now this is going to have to be lifted. Guardian Shield's going down. Now when he sees the siege tank siege up, he decides to go ahead and back up. But meanwhile,
that was a good move right there, because he already got 8 SCVs at the third base, forced the lift, forced the stim.
He's going to get the tank here. Look at that.
Yeah. And actually gets out with those adepts. That was a fantastic move. That's the type of situation where you can throw down a third Nexus, right? And be like, all right, I'm still kind of fighting this. But I think he needs to do a little bit more behind this as well. Look at that, a lot more adepts being made, keeping this pressure on.
Okay. He's coming out now again. Now let's see, this angle, the siege tanks actually might not be able to cover. Did he actually just go into the natural?
He's just walking around the siege tanks. He doesn't want him hitting all his units, but he actually walks into it now. Looks like he wants to take this fight at the moment.
Yeah.
The Colossi getting very, very low right now, trying to push forward.
Yeah, but he's juggling them nicely.
Yeah, those force fields just worth their weight in gold right now, but I don't think he's really going to break this.
I don't know about that, Artosis. I think he's actually getting pretty close.
With rallied units, though. Look at that. The Prism goes down, the Colossus goes down. Yeah, he kills SCVs, but he doesn't have a third behind this.
Yeah,
good
no,
land,
you're
too.
right. No, you're right. Yeah. It was a lot of damage that was done, but it wasn't enough. Good call. So INnoVation takes game 2. We're tied up 1-1.
Yeah, that was kind of a cool game. I like INnoVation played that quite well. I think the one move that sOs did that was very, very, very strong was approaching the third, picking off a few SCVs, and then retreating while a shade through to the natural worked. And that shade through to the natural, I think, was pretty darn valuable for sOs. It allowed him to reposition. It bought him some more time. If INnoVation had made a couple more mistakes there, maybe sOs can make that work. But INnoVation definitely with overall a better build, a better strategy, I think, and just solid play.
Okay. Who is going to win this, man? Who is going to go off and face off against Classic? This is a really tough one to call here. sOs trying an obtuse strategy, 2-base timing all in here. It seemed a little bit off sync.
Yeah.
INnoVation holds. INnoVation, one of the most stable Terrans in the world the longer the game goes on. Does sOs need to dial it up? Does he need to do something really crazy, something super cheesy? The problem is that sOs can also play a very standard game as well.
Yeah,
and do fine.
He can. We don't see it too often.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll see it against INnoVation specifically. I think he's going to be aggressive here on Cyberforce.
I agree.
Kind of a smaller map.
Okay, our game has loaded up. sOs versus INnoVation, game number 3.
마틴듀 GSL 시즌1 리제너레이션 게임이 시작됩니다. 사이버 포레스트 게임 준비 완료. 레시프로시티 INnoVation.
Yeah, slightly more enthused than last game.
It was it game 1? He's just frowning. INnoVation was just frowning.
When the Cyclone ran into the third base, huge frown.
지메어 그린윙스 SOS.
Ooh, way more cheers here in the audience for sOs.
You know, I wonder if his heartbeat ever changes while he's playing. I don't think it does, because I think probably his circulatory system is like of a clam.
Okay.
Where there's just this thing that shoots blood all over the inside of his body all at once. So there's no real pulse, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's just like this, you know, the clam blood explosions. I like to call it being a clam scientist.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I'm still waiting to see what exactly he's going to do now. But yeah, I would think it would have to be something kind of crazy. How long has Mountain Dew been in Korea? I don't feel like that was here when we first moved here.
When we first moved here, it was very hard to get Mountain Dew.
Yeah. It's one of those weird things about living in a foreign country where you find something from back home, and you're like, whoa, how did you,
For years,
how did you get that?
Every time we saw Dr. Pepper taste, us would buy it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Oh my God, Dr. Pepper!
Yeah. I would know it's Doritos was another one. When you find American Doritos out here,
Yeah. Well, they
Yeah.
actually are at stores now.
not wait, what?
Doritos, yeah.
But not the American ones. I go to the grocery store too, Artosis.
Yeah, I do too, and I see Doritos
I
there all
doth
the time.
protest, Artosis.
Are they different?
They're different.
All right.
Yeah, because I bought those ones.
You're
and then-
such a Dorito snob.
I
It's
am.
crazy.
I'm a Dorito elitist. Okay. But yeah, it's one of those things where you find something from back home and you're like, huh? Because I don't know when I started noticing Mountain Dew was in stores out here.
It's been a couple
Maybe
years.
a couple
at least.
years, yeah.
At least, yeah. I don't really know exactly when, but yeah, it's been.
Now that they're sponsoring a tournament, I'm all about them.
Oh, absolutely.
I rinse my mouth with Mountain Dew after I brush my teeth. I mean, I'm all for them.
It's a great way to do it.
Yeah,
Proud supporter.
that's some. Yeah. So we got a Stargate coming up here. I'm assuming we're gonna have an Oracle come across the map in a little bit.
Would think so.
Yeah. Probably.
It's got that bunker up in the front, just playing it a little bit safe. Reaper going out.
You know, I
A
think
little
I think-
scatteroo.
Yeah, I think you gotta play it safe too when you're up against INnoVation.
Careful not to play it too safe. Oh, he's actually going Phoenix. All
Okay,
right.
interesting.
We've seen that a little bit lately. Phoenix harassment definitely can get things done and block those drops. I think that blocking the drops can be something in the mid-game that SOS has issues with occasionally, because he's oftentimes focused on kind of activity on the map and multitasking attacking-wise. Wrecked. I kind of like the Phoenixes, right? It's a great way to shore up that mid-game defense and still get some harassment done.
Yeah, no, I dig it. The Phoenixes are actually forking out now as they move across the map. The Adepts are going to put a little bit of pressure on here. And we did see that Reaper get killed, so the map is a much darker, scarier place here for INnoVation right now. Certainly not something you want to be dealing with when you're up against a player like SOS. Any map ambiguity is going to be problematic.
Robo on the way right now, so I would imagine that we are going to see him go into Colossus tech. And it's not, I don't think it'll be like full-on Phoenix Colossus, although I think I saw a game of that recently. Who was it that did that?
Well, let's see. When would you stop making Phoenixes with this build?
I think like 5,
Yeah.
6 maybe. Not really much
Oh,
more.
pick him up!
Hey, may as well make
Yeah.
him waste 50 energy, right?
I'm glad I got to see that unit interaction.
It'd be cool though that while it's getting lifted up, it
Yeah.
gets picked up by a medevac,
Oh, yeah.
and then SCVs drop out of the medevac to repair everything. Oh, just amazing.
So the Phoenixes, some good harass coming through here, doing a little bit of damage.
Yeah, the scouting is super key as well. And the fact that he saves them and kind of sits them for a little bit, we don't see any Widow Mines or anything for him to run into at the moment. It's a funny fight, 1 Sentry versus 1 Marine.
Okay, eBay almost done here. Right now, SOS, kind of like what we saw in the PvPs in the previous series, one player basically keeping pressure on the other one. And this is forcing INnoVation to be honest here. You can't really do anything sneaky because he instead has to stay back and defend with these Phoenixes. And behind this, it's going to be pretty safe for SOS to then take a third base, which is what he's doing right now, and then filling the rest of this in with Robotech.
It's interesting. He's really made quite a fleet now. Does have that 6 number. We'll see if he makes any more. I think he is done, though. That feels about right, 5 to 6 Phoenixes. And it looks like the Colossus tech is on the way, as well as that third base. Now, we don't really see Phoenix Colossus very much. Again, occasionally recently, I think I've seen 1 game of it recently, maybe 2. But it's not like really super mainstream. Once upon a time, it really was. And the counter became making a million bajillion Vikings, right?
Yeah.
But you had to engage perfectly with those. Like, a lot of losses were when people just attacked in with the Vikings and their units at the same time. It's all about kiting the Vikings against this type of comp.
Is this a little bit too cavalier with this observer right over here?
Huh, that's a good question.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
normally you don't put it that far in there, but maybe he's just assuming that INnoVation, who likes to macro up, maybe more focused on landing mules here.
Yeah,
he can get away with it.
Because the Phoenixes already kind of see everything. Do you really need to kill that right now?
Yeah, yeah.
I guess not. It's a good question.
Scan here at the wrong third base. But whoa, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so this is super serious right now.
This is super serious.
He needs to slow this down with force fields for as long as possible. Because his army does not hold this right now. Okay, actually traps a single tank.
I'm actually confused why INnoVation decided to turn around for a second there.
Well, I think it's specifically because the force field was going to do that and like pick off a tank. If you can do that like a couple times, it's going to be like, here, let's see his next force field. Oh, he's actually skipping it. He's being very careful at the moment.
Okay, more medevacs are coming up. This is not a position that you really, he needs to do more than this. When you pull SCVs, you got to do damage right away. Here we go.
Well, those Stalkers actually in the way. These Zealots not doing anything for so long. Those Stalkers really screwing up this engagement.
Oh my God, the Colossus is so low on HP.
Yeah.
It's like one Viking missile and it's dead.
Tons of damage
Right now,
dealt to SOS's army.
SOS has to just stay alive and he'll win the game. But if INnoVation can break through and close it out, that'd be huge. Good pickups here on the tanks.
Yeah, those are definitely very solid. Look at this Colossus going to town right now. Oh my God, the Immortal as well. Dealing lots of damage to these tanks. Only 2 tanks left over.
Okay, 2 Phoenixes left.
Oh man, his next Colossus is not even. Wait, did it just finish?
I don't think it's. I don't think there's one out. Where's
oh wait,
the
no. Okay, he's making it right now. Is what's going on.
Okay.
But he needs it. He needs it out at the moment. These Marines, he just cannot plow through.
Yeah, you need a certain amount of damage to take out these Marines, especially with this many medevacs here. They can heal it so easily. And the fact that there's only 2 Phoenixes left, he might be able to try to run in there and pick up 2 tanks and buy a little bit of extra time here. Oh, but immediately INnoVation smartly moves back.
Oh, he needs to be targeting this Colossus on Marines, though, I think.
Well, he was. Okay, now it's 1 tank, but there's still enough infantry.
Yeah.
I assume these medevacs still have plenty of energy.
Well, there's no Twilight upgrades on these
actually,
units, so this is ridiculously hard to actually fight with these gateway units.
This could still, I think, maybe even go either way.
Yeah.
It's like he's edging forward with this tank. Keep in mind that the Terran economy is in shambles back at home, where there's still plenty of probes right now. Another Colossus is out.
Okay, that Colossus is so key right now.
Low medevac energy, very important here.
Oh, and look at this Void Ray coming out. Beautiful move right there. Getting the siege tank, going after these medevacs as well.
Oh, that was so sick.
Oh, man.
Yeah, getting that Void Ray was really helpful. And he just bought enough time. Look at this now. It's 22 SCVs to 44 probes. There ain't nothing back at home, Artie.
Yeah, INnoVation not looking too hot. He did save the medevacs. That's definitely something. But there's a lot of probes left over here for SOS. He saved most of the probes from the 3rd and then sent them back the second his natural got hit. So INnoVation definitely going for the kill there, but just not quite working out. It's a very interesting thing, like the SCV pull there.
What do you think incentivized him to try to do that?
Well, it's a short rush distance, and
Yeah.
I think because there were so many Phoenixes that he probably felt like his army was better, and he's certainly right, it was better. But that area right there that we're looking at right now, the fact that that is a 1 force field wide thing, the amount of time that you can buy just throwing down a couple force fields gives you the time to get the units together to have a fighting shot, and that's kind of what we saw. He bought a ton of time there. If that was just open, I think INnoVation would have won with that push.
Yeah.
Right? If this was just a map with this rush distance and those rocks just weren't there.
Yeah, and they just get in there and do that
You
damage.
can solve 1 time maybe with your force fields, right? And that's it.
Yeah. Well, from here, I mean, this is an incredibly difficult game for INnoVation to win. I mean, really, the winning play was that pushback there. But he's going to try again. Can he pull more SCVs here?
Sees that force field robot.
Yep,
Just be careful about it.
Map editor robot. He's like, no, I don't want to fight you now. Nope.
Oh man, if he had charge, that'd be insane.
Ooh, yeah.
Does not have a Twilight though, as far as I know.
The Phoenixes are being dispersed below here to try to pick up the tanks when the actual engagement starts.
Some pretty good hits. The Marauders actually taking a bunch of those hits. The Zealots trying to go through like the smallest, worst choke you can ever imagine, but the Colossus doing insane amounts of damage from the back. Look at this Void Ray as well, really putting in its work.
Yeah, I mean, he made that look easy. GG, SOS wins.
Wow.
Are we really surprised? But INnoVation just won. I know.
Yeah.
I know, okay? I'm aware of that. Thank you very much. But it's SOS, okay?
Well, it was a very good series. I liked a lot about that. I'm still questioning the SEV pull. I don't think that it was 100% necessary to do that, especially through that center. I know you got to hit quick. It's just, I feel like that is the area where SOS just utilized the map for that victory.
Now, remember, guys, INnoVation's not eliminated yet. He'll be playing in our 4th best of 3. But coming up next, we're going to have Classic versus SOS. That's going to be a real treat.
That is a PvP that you want to watch. They went to 7 games in Super Tournament Season 2 last year, and just 2 of the best PvPers out there.
That's right. We're going to go to a short break. When we come back, more StarCraft 2 action here at the GSL.